Hello, Taurus. In this first message that's coming through, I see you walking away from something that has been a long-standing situation, something that may have been successful and stable in its own way, something that you may have worked on for a long time, something you may have been committed to for a long time, whether it's a living situation, a relationship, or even a job. It seems like at some point it felt like this was successful. This was exactly what you wanted. This is something you put a lot of time and effort and investment into. At some point, you wanted this. At some point, this was success in your mind, right? This represented success to you. This was something that you really wanted, but it seems like you've changed your mind. It seems like you don't see it that way anymore. Your perspective has changed and you just don't see it going anywhere else. It seems like it's turned into a dead end. You put a lot of effort into this, you put a lot of time, but it's over now. And actually you're ready for this to end. You're ready to leave. You're ready to walk away. And it seems like you are finished with this part of your life, this chapter of your life. This cycle has come to completion. This completes the circle or whatever, and now like it's over. You've accomplished as much as you can in that place. And now you're looking towards what's next for me? Where do I go from here? Because I don't see this thing the same way anymore. That's what I'm channeling. It's like you get to a certain point and you realize, I don't really want this anymore. This is not what I thought it was going to be with this Hanged Man here and the Eight of Cups. 10 of Pentacles, Hanged Man, Eight of Cups. Long-term successful situation. Maybe it's stable in many ways, but you just don't see it the same way anymore. You don't feel the same way anymore. Now it's starting to feel like it takes a lot out of you just to stand still. You're running in place, almost like running just to stand still for some. And it drains you. It feels like you give, and as stable in some ways as this might be, it's not really giving back to you the way that you need it to. You may even in some ways regret having to leave this, but you just don't see it anymore. You don't see the point or the fruits any longer. You don't see how this could work for you anymore. Almost like in order to level up even farther than this, in order to go, you kind of have to leave. Something about this, like you're planning your escape. You're planning your exit. You're like coming up with an exit strategy, maybe even quietly coming up with an exit strategy here. So that's what I see, Taurus. I see you coming up with an exit strategy because you're done with this. You're finished with it. You don't want it anymore. You don't see it the same way anymore. And it's just draining you. And it's time to make a change. And I see that you want to make a change for the better. I see that's what you're doing. You want to be happy. I think that you're going in the direction of real satisfaction. Just because something's stable doesn't mean it's actually good for you or satisfying or makes you happy or makes you feel good. But I think that you are, with the 10 of Cups coming through, what I'm seeing is you're making some changes that speak to your heart. Maybe even on your own, doing something yourself, doing something independently, creating your own business, creating your own lifestyle, something like this, where you're gaining a lot actually from the move that you're making. I almost feel like you could take a bit of a pay cut if it meant that you felt happier. Not much of a pay cut because, the 10 of Pentacles to the 9 of Pentacles, you're still very satisfied, very comfortable. But it seems like you're going in the direction of more emotional satisfaction and peace of mind in that way. You're working on something else, working on something new, making a decision by yourself, for your own well-being. Yeah, I think that you're looking towards something new because it feels like you're done and over with in a place. You've been there for a long time, maybe. And, you don't know what's going to happen next. You're not sure. There is some uncertainty, but you're ready to invest in something in the future. You're ready to go in a new direction. You're ready to make a decision. You've got an offer coming in or an opportunity coming in to make some changes. And you're ready to do it. You want to take some action. Okay. You've been thinking about this for a while. So let's go a little bit deeper into the reading. We do have the Queen of Pentacles coming out. And now I'm hearing that song, Time is on My Side. Time is on your side. That's interesting. Time is on your side. She talks about the home. She talks about the body. She's also feminine earth sign energy. Could be you, Taurus, or Virgo, Capricorn is also here. And what's going on with her? Virgo energy for sure, with the Hermit coming through. Very introspection. This reading is talking about introspection. It's talking about going inward and soul searching. Also talking about doing things by yourself, for yourself. Talks about coming up with your own plans, making your own plans, and doing it very quietly. Again, you are contemplating your exit strategy and the changes that you are trying to make. So you've changed, you've grown, you've evolved, and you've got to make some decisions here. And I think that you're withdrawing from a situation. You're tying up some loose ends. There's some things that need to be resolved. Okay. Thinking about your priorities a lot. What is it that you prioritize? Your priorities might be changing. Your feelings about something might be changing. Yeah, you feel like... Okay, so I see a King of Pentacles here. I see Two of Cups, the Sun. Two of Swords, King of Pentacles, the World. You have a relationship here with someone. I feel like there's a sense of disappointment, and then there's a sense of something new coming in. Saying yes to a relationship, saying yes to making some changes. Something is ended. It's only a matter of time before you move forward and move on towards something new that feels like it's a lot more supportive. Okay. So you're manifesting Empress energy. I do see the King of Pentacles again. You're working on something together, collaborating on growing and building something, perhaps a building. Yeah, a business, lifestyle changes. Okay. I see a collaboration here with someone who, King and Queen of Pentacles are both here. They share your values. They're good with money. But this reading today is about you. This is about you and your thought process. You're changing, you're growing, you're leaving. It's not easy. This King of Pentacles keeps coming through. It's like he wants to talk to you. He wants to work together, sharing ideas, sharing a plan. Yeah. I see that. Money magic is here. Taking a chance on something new. I almost think he's like watching you or waiting for you. Reaching out, talking, sharing ideas. That's the most important thing. Taking a chance on something new together. Having a vision, having some really big ideas and putting them into practice. Making a plan. Grounding it in reality. a contract, a win-win outcome, a mutual decision to do this together. He wants to talk to you about this. Talking to you, talking about you. Getting on the same page, though. Something about this feels a little risky, but it feels like it's worth it. Okay, that's the message today, Taurus. That's what we've got. We've got the Emperor. We've got the King of Swords. There's this strong masculine figure. He's really serious, very responsible. And there does seem to be some interference, needing some more information before you make some decisions. You're going in the right direction, clearing some things up. There will be a time to make some decisions. There will be a breakthrough here in these plans. Someone's kind of overthinking it, kind of stuck in their head about this. I do see emotional clarity coming through as well. I feel like someone's been focused on the disappointment, processing negative emotions. But I see making a decision to move forward. Something is over. Okay. One last card, please. Yeah, that's a lot, but okay, we'll take it. Right, so here it is. Taking action, going in the new direction, manifesting the Empress right here. So you two are doing this together. This is an important relationship. Taking on some responsibilities. There's the Queen of Swords. Okay. It's time to go. I feel like there's a lot more to this story, and if we kept digging, we would uncover so much. But it's time for something to end. It's time for a new beginning, to have faith, or at least to feel empowered. A little bit of both. Some of it's a leap of faith. Some of it is knowing that you have the power to change your life. Definitely taking action. Definitely something that needs to be done. It's time to do it. I think there's some anxiety about this, but I do feel like you're straightening that out over time. Something gets straightened out over time. You're making the right choice. It's like being authentic to yourself, being honest, doing what it is that you know you want to do, and everything sort of falls into place. Eventually. So what I see, yeah, is you're walking away from something that's been long-term and established, going in a new direction, initiating something that's really very powerful and maybe kind of risky, but doing it anyway because this is what you really want to do. It's how you really feel. You're ready for a change. You're ready for something to be over. It is already over. And becoming established somewhere else, initiating some powerful changes. I think collaborating with somebody on this is indicated. Creating something new. Yeah, there's the King of Wands. Someone is really worried about this, really worried about failure, really worried about, but I do see clarity coming in eventually, worried about this. And it does interfere sometimes, but I see answers, I see truth, and things being revealed eventually. King and Queen of Wands really love each other. Something's over. It's time to begin something new. You're going in the right direction. Are you making the right choice? Yes. The Ace of Swords, the Ace of Cups. Yes. So despite whatever doubts and fears, concerns about perhaps money, about whatever it is, I think that this new direction, you will see that you're creating something beautiful and true, and it's, you know, it's really good for you. And you're going to love this. You're going to be celebrating this new beginning, this new chapter of your life that's opening up. I think that it turns out way better than whatever your deepest, darkest fears might be whispering to you in the night when you can't sleep. I think that it's comfortable, it's beautiful, it's growth and evolution, and there may be challenges along the way, but you have what it takes to overcome those challenges. I'm hearing another song. You just call out my name and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. You've got a friend. I think the time has come to make a clear, unequivocal decision about what you're going to do next in your life. And I don't think that it's almost like you don't have a choice. You have to make a choice. You can't not make a decision. Like it's an inflection point. There's a catalyst for a hard choice. But I think that you've got control, or you get a sense of control over the situation. You're self-possessed enough and centered in, if you're centered and grounded in that sense of self-possession, you're able to ride the storm, handling the changes. I think you're handling it really well. You're going to have to make a choice. I think you've realized you have to do this. Like, you must do this. It feels a sense of almost urgency as well. Not that you really wanted to, but you kind of have to. That's what it feels like. Kind of reluctant, but ready to go. There are some heavy emotions, but you're still gonna go. I think you're gonna be really glad that you did, though, because whatever it is that you're building and establishing, it looks like it's a really empowering for you. Kind of reminds me of the reading we did yesterday. Let's get some oracles. Let's get a Citadel oracle for today as well. Okay. We've got the Aspirant, ambition, diligence, and setbacks. We're going to read from the book. There may be some setbacks, but we have ambition and we have diligence. So perhaps regardless of the setbacks, if you're ambitious and you're diligent, you will overcome them. Let's see what the book says. The Aspirant. Don't let yourself fall into the same trap. Okay. The aspirant craves greatness, but they're so focused on the finish line that they may not see the roadblocks waiting to trip them up. Take a moment to reassess where you are right now so that you don't stumble when something goes wrong. Half the battle is won when you accept that you will face problems along the way, but whatever hurdles you encounter, know that they can be overcome. This is an alternate future, one in which ambition and desire have turned into boredom and lack of focus. It is a time to take a break and recharge without the pressure that you put on yourself. Downtime can also be productive, giving you energy to return to your goals once you've taken a breather. Okay, so there's like two things here. There will be roadblocks and there will be stumbles along the way. It's important to be realistic about that. As you're driven, ambitious, ready to go to make some changes, I feel like, yeah, we kind of picked up on that. So it's confirming. Reassess where you are now so that you don't stumble when something goes wrong. Accept the fact that you will face problems along the way, but whatever hurdles you encounter, you will be able to overcome them. They can be overcome. There's an alternate future here. Ambition and desire have turned into boredom and lack of focus. It's time to take a break and recharge. Downtime can be productive. It will give you energy to return to your goals once you've taken a break. So if you find that you're bored, maybe you don't even know what exactly to do next, or you're not focused on anything, you feel like you can't focus, there's a lack of focus, it's maybe take a break. Take a step back for introspection. We saw that hermit card. Take a break. Withdraw for a while. It may be time to tie up some loose ends, settle any accounts that need to be settled before you move on, or really just spend some time alone to think about it. Do some soul searching. You'll have the energy to come back and return to your goals after you've taken a break. Okay. I would like to do some bibliomancy for you today using The Creative Act, A Way of Being by Rick Rubin. Let's see what comes through for you. Bibliomancy. People who are particularly challenged in this sense generally can't produce creative work over and over again. This isn't because they're not artistically capable, but because they are only able to break through their own issues one or two times and share great work. One of the reasons so many great artists die of overdoses early in their lives is because they're using drugs to numb a very painful existence. The reason it's painful is the reason they become artists in the first place, their incredible sensitivity. If you see tremendous beauty or tremendous pain where other people see little or nothing at all, you're confronted with big feelings all the time. These emotions can be confusing and overwhelming. When those around you don't see what you see and feel what you feel, this can lead to a sense of isolation and a general feeling of not belonging or of otherness. These charged emotions, powerful when expressed in the work, are the same dark clouds that beg to be numbed, to allow sleep, or to get out of bed and face the day in the morning. It's a blessing and a curse. Some successful artists are deeply insecure, self-sabotaging, struggling with addiction, or facing other obstacles to making and sharing their work. An unhealthy self-image or a hardship in life can fuel great art, creating a deep well of insight and emotion for the artist to draw from. They can also get in the way of the artist being able to make many things over a long period of time. An artist's job is never truly finished, staying in it 24/7. In many occupations, when we go home, we leave our work behind at the office, but the artist is always on call. Even after we get up from hours engaged in our craft, the clock is still running. This is because the artist's job is of two kinds: the work of doing and the work of being. Creativity is something you are, not only something you do. It's a way of moving through the world every minute, every day. If you're not driven to an unrealistic standard of dedication, it may not be the path for you. So much of the artist's work is about balance. So it's ironic that this way of life leaves little room for it. I just noticed that there's some wax from this candle building up, about to drop on my table. All right, I'm going to leave it there for you. Staying in it means a commitment to remain open to what's around you. There's no telling where the next great story, painting recipe, or business idea is going to come from. Just as a surfer can't control the waves, artists are at the mercy of the creative rhythms of nature. That's why it's such great importance to remain aware and present at all times, watching and waiting, because maybe the best idea is the one you're going to come up with this evening. Okay, Taurus, I'm going to leave it there so that I can clean up this wax that's about to drip all over the place. I think that you're having some kind of psychic insight, some kind of breakthrough moment here, and it's leading you to this new path of creativity, that you will gain a lot from this. You're going to a better place, a place more peaceful, more hopeful, more optimistic, more creatively in alignment with who you really are and the life you truly wish to live and the things that you truly wish to make while you're here on this earth. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.